The ceremony began as traditionally as it could in a small Nigerian town. The bride, adorned in a lace gown that glimmered under the midday sun, floated down the aisle to the gentle tune of a local choir. The guests murmured approvingly, heads nodding in sync. Prosper stood at the altar, his eyes softening as they met hers. It was magical, until it wasn't. The first sign of trouble came during the photo session. Esther's two childhood friends, Obi and Femi, were notoriously playful. While Prosper, ever the gentleman, waited beside his bride, the two friends decided to create a little mischief. They stepped up beside Esther, each with their own interpretation of what a supportive friend should do. Obi, known for his larger-than-life personality, stood close to Esther and rested his hand protectively on her waist, leaning in as if they were the newlyweds. Femi, the quieter of the two, followed suit, slipping his arm around Esther's other side, his posture possessive. And there was Prosper, standing there with a bouquet in hand, bewildered by the chaos around him but too polite to interrupt. The photographer, unsure who the groom actually was, hesitated for a moment before shrugging and clicking away. "It's a creative shot," he mumbled, hoping to move on quickly. But Esther, she didn't say a word. Instead, she burst into laughter. "Who's the groom now?" she teased, her eyes darting between the three men. The guest, confused and slightly amused, watched as the trio stood flanking the bride, each one looking more like the groom than the last. To the untrained eye, it seemed Esther was marrying all three. Even Prosper couldn't help but chuckle nervously. Later that evening, during the reception, the photo was accidentally leaked online by one of Esther's cousins. Within hours, it went viral, sparking a wildfire of confusion and debate. Social media was ablaze with comments. "Who's the real groom here? Is this a modern-day polygamy joke? Esther, choose one." Back at the reception, Esther and Prosper were completely unaware of the drama unfolding online. They were busy mingling with their guests, cutting the cake, and enjoying their first dance. But Prosper couldn't shake the uneasiness building in his chest. While he trusted Esther wholeheartedly, he couldn't ignore the nagging feeling of being overshadowed by her two best friends. As the night wore on, Prosper decided to address the situation. After the reception, he pulled Esther aside. "Do you think Obi and Femi overstepped today?" he asked, his voice careful but firm. Esther tilted her head, confused. "What do you mean?" "I mean, the photos. The way they stood so close to you like they were the grooms instead of me," he said, his words trailing off. For a moment, Esther was silent. Then she burst out laughing. "Oh, Prosper, don't tell me you're jealous of those two. They're just my childhood friends. You know they mean no harm." "It's not jealousy," Prosper said, though his tone betrayed him. "It's about boundaries. Today was our wedding, Esther. I wanted the world to know it was me by your side." Esther's laughter faded as she considered his words. "I see your point," she said softly. "But do you think anyone who truly matters would question that you're my husband?" "Prosper, love isn't about appearances. It's about trust." The next morning, the internet frenzy reached its peak. Even local news outlets picked up the story, dubbing it the most confusing wedding of the year. Some speculated that Esther had secretly married all three men, while others joked that it was a deliberate stunt for attention. Prosper, feeling uneasy, scrolled through the comments while Esther prepared breakfast. One comment, in particular, struck him: "Sometimes we're so focused on the outside looking in that we forget to cherish what's right in front of us." It was a simple statement, but it hit home. When Esther joined him at the table, Prosper put down his phone and reached for her hand. "I think I've been too focused on what people might think. I know you love me, and that's all that matters." Esther smiled. "Exactly. Let them talk, Prosper. The people who know us, who really know us, don't need explanations. And the ones who don't, well, they'll believe whatever they want." As the weeks passed, the online debate slowly died down, but the wedding photo remained a topic of conversation for years. Whenever people asked, Esther would grin and say, "It's a story about perspective."